Hey everyone, this is Don Edwards, Integrated Martial Arts and Fitness. I want to thank you for coming back for our second video. The topic is basically unplug your child. The way that this came about is I was just sitting, actually hiking the other day, and just looking at, listening to the stream, just looking at the surroundings, beautiful colors and all. And it dawned on me how many kids, even adults, are hooked in more to video games, electronic devices, than they are outside just appreciating what's around us. You can actually tell by the view behind me. I'm out for another hike. Looks like a beautiful day, blue skies, colors are changing, really nice. Sitting up in northern New Jersey, actually. So anyway, to get back to this, it's the more I researched this, the more it dawned on me what a problem electronic gaming is for kids and adults as well. At first I thought, given the rise in the obesity problem, that kids are spending too much time indoors versus in activities or outdoors. And my thought was, let's just get them unplugged from that, get them outdoors, and just let them get some exercise, get them involved in other sports, martial arts programs, so forth. The more I researched it, the more I found out what an enormous problem video gaming itself is, how addictive it can be. Okay, so aside from inactivity of the children and leading to obesity type issues, the problem of addiction is becoming very real, right? And it can start at an early age, and more games are susceptible to that, or will bring that about than other games. Simple games where you're not multiplayer, where you do have a finite ending, they don't seem to be too much of a problem. But the multiplayer games especially seem to be a problem. It becomes a whole social gathering, and it's online versus face-to-face. Okay, so the massive multiplayer game, the role-playing games, are an issue, and you need to really be careful of that if your children are involved in that. The children who seem to get involved in this are easily bored. Okay, and maybe there's for whatever reason, maybe it's the inactivity or whatever their lifestyle is, but they're bored and they turn to this, and there's just a certain amount of excitement in this for them, right, which just causes them to come back more and more. So you need to watch for those traits too. You need to really spend a lot of time with the children. I know with both parents working, that gets a little hard, but you need to spend a lot of time with the kids. Get them involved in activities and partner up with them. Do things with them. Go out for hikes with them. Best thing that you can do, especially on days like this, even in winter days. Every season has its benefits and has fun things to do. Whether it be skiing, snowboarding, in the wintertime, just constantly try to do things with your kids to keep them away from this. The problems are real because what psychologists have found is that the researchers found that dopamine levels in players are doubled, especially with those online gaming, right? And dopamine is the hormone that's associated with feeling good, with feelings of pleasure. So it's a real thing. It's not just oh, I just want to play the game for whatever reason. There are reasons that kids are being addicted to this. And the video games, the game manufacturers, the wind is blowing. The game manufacturers design those games where they don't want you to leave the game. Okay, so the way that the games are designed, they keep you hooked into the game, and they keep you wanting to come back. I mean, obviously that's the purpose of the game. So they can be a real problem, right? Some of the symptoms, I'm going to read off some of the symptoms, and you see if this really applies or not. Non-school hours spent on the computer, just spent gaming. Falling asleep in school, falling behind with assignments, grades kind of plummeting. Lying about video game use. You call them out on it, and they're kind of denying it, which might not all be that uncommon. Choosing the computer to play video games rather than see friends, rather than play dates or going outside. Dropping out of social groups if the kids are a little bit older, dropping out of sports, dropping out of clubs. When you take them out of sports, or if they're in a martial arts program, you pull them out of there. All that quality time is that spent now with a video game or with their phone in their hand. They could be social media as well, and so not just video games, but social media's got a real big problem. Is a real big problem for these kids. Physically, what can happen over time is carpal tunnel syndrome. Anything with a computer, anything with a keyboard will bring that about, or excessive use. They're not sleeping well, okay, especially with older kids. Back aches, neck aches, they're sitting in the same position for hours. Headaches as well. Eyes are drying up just from staring at a screen, which is probably one of the worst things you can do, is just stare into a screen for hours, or even a TV set for hours. Maybe the eating isn't the same. Okay, so maybe the eating habits have changed. So the other side of it is, do you see that when they're playing these games, that they are really happy when they're online, or they're they're in social media sites, or they're playing video games, and then when they're not, their mood just drops. Okay. So these are some of the things that you need to be careful about. What we'll do is, I wanted to break it into 3 parts. Oh, actually, if we go back for a second, we talked about backache, sleeping disturbances, and so forth. Poor personal hygiene, not combing their hair. They don't care how they dress. So those combined are some of the things that you need to look at, and it just may be an indication for you that something is wrong. The social consequences, which is the other thing that I wanted to get to, of gaming addiction. Okay. In fact, I was just out for a hike, and I passed 2 guys talking. One of them was a teacher, and just coincidentally, I think we have military planes flying by, which is great. Coincidentally, they were talking about the change that they've seen in kids over the years, and they thought a lot of it was due to social media, which I found was really interesting, because I was just about to shoot this video. It's a real problem, and and if you think about it, you're used to talking, you're used to making friends online, breaking up with friends online. If you're older, you're used to making dates online, breaking up with somebody online, right? You can't, it's harder and harder for them to do things face to face, right? And to interact with people. You're interacting with the screen, you're not interacting with somebody. So the use itself just has problems on a number of different levels, on a social level and on a physical level. If you think about it this way, if you try to take, and I've seen this actually a number of times, so I'm talking from some real experience here. If you see a parent, or if you yourself tried to take the phone or game away from your child, what kind of response do you get? Do you get just somebody who's really angry and throwing a tantrum? When that happens, you got an issue, and you have a problem. All right, what we're going to do, I wanted to keep this video just a little bit short. All right, we're running on probably about the 9-minute mark, but keep it just a little bit short. The first one we just talked about an introduction to it. Here we just talked about some of the problems that excessive social media or gaming can have on your child. What I want to do, the next one that I do, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the solutions, some of the approaches that you can take, and so forth. Okay, so again, thanks for watching. We'll be posting this up on our site, our Integrated Martial Arts and Fitness site on Facebook. Our website is www.imafit.com if you want more information, or you can email us through that site. Okay, thanks again for watching.